This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Eloise Phillips, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Wednesday, March 18th. Taiwan moves to regulate surge in AI-driven crime and security risks. Taiwanese developed enterovirus vaccine approved in Vietnam. And on 30th anniversary of direct elections, Lai thanks Valenza for 3 decades of support. But first, today's top story. The rapid rise in AI-enabled crimes, such as deepfakes and, quote, one-click undressing, end quote, has raised concerns among lawmakers who on Wednesday asked Digital Minister Lien Yu-Ping to deliver a report on how the ministry plans to enforce oversight. KMT legislator Wan Mei-ling called attention to a significant increase in complaints involving sexual images of minors as a result of AI tools, saying statistics indicate such complaints rose from 56 cases in 2023 to over 1,000 in 2024. Lin explained that many accounts responsible for these crimes have overseas IP addresses, placing them outside Taiwan's legal jurisdiction and creating a regulatory gap.
Right now, the biggest issue is just that we cannot regulate these cloud tools that are located overseas. This is a major headache for many countries. Some solutions I have suggested include faster takedown of illegal content and mandatory labeling of AI-generated images. We are also working alongside the Health Ministry to speed up takedown times.
Meanwhile, a recent global trend has seen AI agent software OpenClaw surge in popularity. OpenClaw acts as an automated assistant that directly operates a computer, reading browsers, accessing files, and using applications. Recent foreign media reports indicate that China's government agencies have issued warnings urging caution with OpenClaw due to security concerns. When TPP legislator Jackie Chen pointed out that AI agent programs may introduce cybersecurity vulnerabilities, Lin said the government will ensure information security and protect users, but should also avoid excessive regulation that could hinder industry innovation and technological progress. Legislators also questioned the safety and financial cybersecurity implications of Taiwan's domestic financial institutions using OpenClaw. In response to calls for the Financial Supervisory Commission to quickly provide a safety manual for the financial industry, Chairperson Peng Jinlong told lawmakers that the FSC had already issued AI guidelines for financial institutions in June 2024 and will now further incorporate AI agents like OpenClaw into those guidelines. Taiwan's Basic Law on AI passed its 3rd reading at the end of last year. The Digital Ministry indicated that it is currently drafting an AI risk classification framework and aims to submit it to the Cabinet by late March or early April. Medigen Vaccine Biologics Corporation, or MVC, announced this Wednesday that its independently developed Envaction enterovirus 71 vaccine has received a new drug marketing authorization from Vietnam's regulatory authority. This marks not only the first time an enterovirus vaccine has received such approval in Vietnam, but also the first instance of a Taiwanese-developed vaccine successfully entering an overseas market. MVC stated that since Envaction's launch in Taiwan in August 2023, it has maintained a market share of more than 95% in Taiwan's out-of-pocket enterovirus vaccine market. Cumulative domestic sales have surpassed 500,000 doses. The company noted that Vietnam has strong economic growth momentum and a significant demographic dividend, with approximately 1.36 million newborns annually in recent years. Given its hot, humid climate and dense population, Vietnam also suffers from frequent enterovirus outbreaks. In 2023, a large-scale outbreak caused 180,000 pediatric cases and 31 child deaths. MVC added that Vietnam's pediatric vaccine market has become an intense battleground among vaccine manufacturers globally. Securing Vietnam's first enterovirus vaccine approval, along with a partnership with French pharmaceutical company Substipharm Biologics, is expected to enable rapid entry into Vietnamese and ASEAN out-of-pocket markets, giving MVC a foothold for expanding in the Southeast Asian market. President Lai Ching-te met with former Polish President Lech Wałęsa on Tuesday afternoon, welcoming the Nobel laureate on his 7th visit to Taiwan amid global calls for democratic solidarity against authoritarian threats. In his remarks, Lien noted that Wałęsa, from leader of the democratic movement to Poland's first democratically elected president, showed the world, through his experience, that freedom is never a gift from rulers and that democracy is not a historical accident. As long as people do not give up hope and society remains united, even confronted with the high walls of authoritarianism, the will for freedom will ultimately break through, Lien said. This year marks the 30th anniversary of Taiwan's direct presidential elections. In 1996, amid Taiwan's first direct election and the Taiwan Strait crisis, Wałęsa visited Taiwan and spoke words of encouragement in the legislature. Over 30 years, he has visited multiple times, witnessing Taiwan's democratization and transformation into a force for good. Lien emphasized Taiwan's resolve to contribute to global democratic resilience and thanked Wałęsa for standing with Taiwan for 30 years. He expects deepened Taiwan-Poland cooperation in democratic defense, social resilience, economic and technological trade, and supply chain security, among other fields. Wałęsa said in remarks that he has repeatedly called publicly for China not to take wrong actions towards Taiwan. This generation should pursue peace and prosperity through sustained dialogue and exchanges, he said. He further emphasized that he always stands with Taiwan and will continue supporting it, saying the country's future should be decided by its people. Finally, he expressed hopes for future exchange opportunities. The escalating Middle East conflict, beyond impacting energy shipments, is also hitting global fertilizer raw material supplies. Agriculture Minister Chen Junji told lawmakers Wednesday that Taiwan's fertilizer sources remain diversified, ensuring supply for the next 6 to 8 months with no issues. If the conflict drags on and prices rise, the ministry will coordinate with Taiwan Fertilizer Co. to stabilize costs and absorb any differences as needed. During a Legislative Economics Committee briefing and questioning, Chen addressed disruptions from US-Israel strikes on Iran, now over 2 weeks long, affecting the Strait of Hormuz shipments of energy and chemicals. In interviews and replies, Chen stressed that Taiwan isn't reliant on the Middle East alone. Current inventories and en route shipments cover needs through August at least, or even December. He said,
"The urea part, including nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, based on the current inventory and shipments already at sea to Taiwan, can probably be supplied until August, the potassium fertilizer until October, and the phosphate rock until December."
If prolonged, shipping and costs will rise. Beyond new suppliers, the ministry and Taiwan Fertilizer Co. will negotiate price stability, as during COVID-19, when no price hike mechanisms absorbed differences. Chen noted that past pandemic shipping disruptions were worse. Taiwan has experience and will monitor fertilizer sources, plus yellow staples, soybeans, wheat, corn, prices, implementing measures if needed. Taiwanese businesses have created over 400,000 jobs in Malaysia, making Taiwan the third largest foreign contributor to local employment, following Japan and Singapore. This information was shared by Lien Yu-Ping, the ambassador of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Malaysia, during an event hosted by the Penang, Taiwan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or TWCHAM. According to a report by Radio Taiwan International, Lien noted that bilateral trade between Taiwan and Malaysia surged by 32.3% in 2025, reaching $57.4 billion. While Taiwan ranks as Malaysia's 7th largest investor, she emphasized that Taiwanese companies prioritize long-term talent development and industrial advancement over mere capital injection. During her remarks, Lien highlighted Taiwan's global dominance in the semiconductor industry, along with Malaysia's strengths in packaging and testing, pointing out the complementary nature of the two economies. She stated that Taiwan will play an essential role in supporting Malaysia's goal of becoming an artificial intelligence nation by 2030. Industry leaders at the event echoed this commitment to deeper regional integration. Tsai Xintian, the national vice president of TWCHAM, pledged to assist businesses in navigating new minimum wage policies for work permits. Meanwhile, Linda Huang Huiling, vice president of the Penang branch, emphasized ongoing corporate social responsibility initiatives and Penang's growing reputation as the, quote, Silicon Valley of the East, end quote. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Eloise Phillips. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.